Hello everyone, LadyPhoenix here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. A very long awaited Let's Play for me to do on the channel, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I believe this is yes, of course, it's Zelda 2. This is a direct sequel of the first game, 1986 I believe, of The Legend of Zelda. Zelda is pretty much in a sleep-induced coma. Spell has been casted on her and we gotta be like, hey, wake up. So to start things off, I will be getting everything up at level 8, attack, magic, life, showing you where all the magic containers are at, along with the heart containers, and of course all the spells. Well, honestly, you're gonna need all the spells at some point or another in the game. You can get by without shield, but generally every other spell like life, thunder, spell, yeah, it's a spell called spell in this game. You're gonna need these certain spells at some point, along with certain items and stuff. So that's the first thing. Second thing is that this game is radically different from the very first Legend of Zelda game. It's more of a side-scroller RPG because it has experience points, and certain enemies give you experience points, and the enemies get tougher as you progress through the game. Well, I guess that's pretty much generally every game, but it really shows in this game. We do have the return of the sword beam, and the overworld map is pulled out and more explorative. The yellow brick road, I guess you could say, or the yellow dirt road, is kind of like a safe haven if you encounter an enemy, which is labeled with the black figures that chase you around on the overworld. And if you encounter an enemy while you're on that yellow road, you won't have to do that. It'll be kind of like a safe haven. Second thing is that we actually have towns. In each town you have two ladies, one that will heal you, heal your HP, and one that will restore your magic. And sometimes you have to do wacky things in order to trigger stuff. For instance, I'm talking to this lady in the purple dress that came out of this house in order to get inside said house to speak with the wise men. The wise men gives you certain spells. In this case, we will be getting the shield spell. It's our very first spell, and I believe it's 32 magic points when you first get it. I believe. Yes, 32. The magic decreases as you level up your magic, and your magic bar increases as you get magic containers. I think there's 4 in total magic containers. It just goes up by 1 notch. Because the difficulty is pretty high in this game, this is a pretty rough game to complete. Honestly, as of doing this commentary, I have not completed this game. I'm completing it as I go for the very first time. So on my spare time, I've managed to get up to, I think, Palace number 5, which isn't bad because I think there's a total of 8. And that may be including the Great Temple, I'm not sure. But right now we're in a cave and it's completely dark and you can barely see the enemies right there. We are heading to the area where we can get our first heart container. There's going to be a forest sequence that you have to do. And you want to be careful because there's bubbles coming from the water. And this game is an NES game, and I was playing with death right there. This game is an NES game, and a lot of NES games suffer the knockback situation. It's very deadly in Castlevania. But Zelda 2 also has a knockback, so every time you get hit, you want to be careful. Now this enemy, I don't know if this is a Goriah or whatever, but that's our heart container. We're gonna get full health when we obtain it. I recommend killing the enemy first and then getting the heart container if you have the HP to spare. If you took damage along the way trying to cross the bridge to get the bubbles, which by the way you're gonna have to do it again when you cross right here, and you're on the verge of death, go ahead and hurry up and get it. The reason why I say kill the enemy first is because while you're sitting up there, Link's like, oh my gosh, I have a heart container. He can throw essentially a toenail at you and you can get damaged while in that animation. So do be mindful of that if you decide to go for the heart container first. What else? There's so much to talk about because I'm just playing through the game, but I'm pretty sure you know this by now. We're almost 6 minutes into the video. Is that this is post commentary. This entire Let's Play will be post commentated because I just don't have the, I need happy music when I'm playing this game to keep myself level-headed. And the next part especially is going to be rough because we're going to be going into Death Mountain. Yeah, that's not going to be fun. Yeah, so this entire Let's Play is going to be post-commentated. I do make a few edits here and there, and I kind of messed up right here because I didn't go down the elevator all the way, and it just kind of discombobulated me. I don't know what those enemies are called. As a matter of fact, I don't know what most of the enemies are called in this game. But those guys don't give you any EXP, but if you don't kill them, they will, and they manage to hurt you. They not only take a little bit of health from you, but they also take EXP from you. So watch out for that. That skeleton guy that I just killed was a Stalfos. All you got to do is just stab him in the kneecaps and you're good to go. This dungeon has a few tough enemies. The Stalfos are pretty, I guess, quote unquote tough. You got the mace throwers, and I believe there's 1 or 2 orange iron knuckles in here. The iron knuckles isn't so bad. It's the blue iron knuckles that's really a drag. That's really a pain in the butt to kill. I think you don't run into them until like Palace 3 or 4. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll figure that out as we go. Okay, so what else do I need to talk about? Oh, so this game has EXP. So right in the upper right hand corner of the screen, you can see where next, 130 out of 200. Well, I would need 62 more experience points in order to make it to the next level. But you may have noticed since the video started that I've been hitting cancel. Well, that is because I think the first upgrade that I could have increased was my life. I think I needed 50 experience points. Well, I decided to skip it. You can either use that experience points to get that stat or hit cancel and let it roll over. I think 200 EXP. I should be going for attack once I kill this blob here. Oh, I think, yeah, okay. So what I was aiming for attack, but I ended up getting, I took kind of like a beating upon entering the palace, so I went ahead and decided to fill up on my health. But the reason why I was hitting cancel because I wanted to get 200 EXP to get my first attack upgrade. I prefer to try to focus as much as I can on attack because I'm not really good at this game. That's just my personal thing though. But you definitely want to have your attack up because like I said, in the next part, we should be encountering Death Mountain, and it's a doozy in Death Mountain. These bubbles right here, as you can see, they take a while to kill, but they give off 50 EXP every time you kill them. And it's a great way to grind. I'm only going to show this once, and then it's like a couple of more edits throughout the video where I just off screen and kill them. And I should be, killing this right now, and then I should go for attack. So the next one is 100 EXP. And that will increase my magic. But you'll see me often skip things in order to get to other stuff. Generally, and that's a fairy, by the way. I'm saving her until after I go to confront the boss. Right now, I'm just going up and just taking care of these little enemies right here because I think we're going to be encountering a mace thrower soon, I believe. After I get this key, you have to go to the right to the next screen. And he should be over on the right, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I don't quite remember. But I do need to come here. Yeah, so I use shield because shield takes away some of the damage that's being dealt to you. Also, if you notice, if Link turns into has a red tunic on, kind of like a throwback to the original game where Link has that red tunic to half the damage. Sometimes these iron knuckle statues right here will hold either an iron knuckle or either a red potion. A red potion essentially heals up your magic meter. So it's good to use that in conjunction with casting a life spell. And sometimes enemies will drop a P bag. Now, I think I kind of hesitated because I wasn't sure if I wanted to wait to get to 500 or go ahead and upgrade the magic now. I decided to upgrade the magic, so we're 2 on everything. So we're pretty good so far, and we're about halfway through the dungeon. So those aren't bad level ups. I did get pretty lucky with that blue blob. Like I said, usually he gives you 2 EXP. But by him dropping that P bag, I gotten, way more experience. That elevator down there leads to the boss. So I went down and I was like, oh wait, that's the wrong elevator. So I went right back up. So every palace has a, and I actually killed this bubble off screen, which by the way, it does take some of your magic if you manage to take damage from, if it, connects with you. So be careful about that. Every palace has a special item. In this particular palace, the candle is the special item. And right now I'm going to make another huge cut because I'm going to sit here and grind these bubbles. And I just rolled it over. That's all I did. Because like I said, it takes quite a lot. There's a P bag on the middle of this bridge that's kind of difficult to get, but I did manage to get it without too many troubles. It's cutting it really, really close. You have to be really, really careful. And there should be, the candle should be on this screen. This mace thrower is protecting it, so I went ahead and used a shield spell to kind of help with the damage, because these guys hit pretty hard, especially early on like this when you only have a level 2 life spell and you only have 1 heart container under your belt. So these guys can hit pretty hard. That, and your attack is level 2. I was just thinking to myself, like, man, I really need the life spell. And that is the iron knuckle right there. Yeah, it seems like I'm just owning that guy, and to my credit, I did. But those things get pretty tough. It's the orange ones, the red ones, and the blue ones. The blue ones are more difficult because they're way more hostile, and they throw projectiles at you while they're throwing their sword. And they're quite annoying. I can't stand them. So yeah. I by no means, I'm not good at this game. Like, part of the reason why I've put off let's playing this game for so long is because I'm just not good at it. Like, I'm really not good at it. I'll be glad to, get it done. And I promised myself, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this game. So that fast bubble right there, screw that thing right there. It's programmed to go fast. Don't worry, it's not like a glitch or anything. But I wanted to reset this and grind on those bubbles. So on this cut, I went ahead and went for level 3 attack. This cut, I think I go for life. Yes, I do go for life because I was about to die. And then I go for magic. So I was playing with death a little bit because I knew I still had that fairy up there. That fairy doesn't respawn. Once you use that fairy, then she'll disappear from the palace. But like I said, I was saving her to have like a full health before I go down and take on my way to the boss, because you're gonna have to fight a mace thrower. I believe it's like 2 Stalfos, and I believe it's an iron knuckle as well. And then the boss himself gives you 50 experience points. So also keep that in mind. And then the Stalfos right here is worth 30. And I'm getting through them relatively way easier because my attack is on 3. So that's good. And I'm going to get another level up. Now, do I use the shield spell? No, I do not. I just go for it. Also, the sword beam isn't all that useful for most of the enemies of the game. It's good for the minor enemies like the blobs. But generally, it's not all that great. I went ahead and did my life because When you defeat a boss, yeah, you get 50 EXP for this particular boss. The later bosses obviously give you more EXP. But every time you complete a palace, you will insert a crystal inside of a statue, and you automatically get a free level up. So instead of rolling over the 400 points to make, I think magic is the next one that's next on the list to get increased, I went ahead and just did life. Just cast shield, jump, and hit Horsehead in his head. That's his name, Horsehead. As soon as you hit him, try to quickly go to the left, because he will try to hit you with your mace. And once you do that, grab the key, go to the right, and put the crystal inside of the statue, and we have one whole palace done under 16 minutes. I am so proud of myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. It's about to end, and I'm going to level up my magic, and in the next video we're going to explore another town, get some spells, and take on death mountains. So if you'd like to see more Let's Plays or weekend walkthroughs from the channel, please be sure to click on the links in the description below. And until then, you guys take care as I get ambushed because I forgot that this is a desert, and have an awesome day.